Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. And today, I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit stuffy. This cold just doesn't want to go away. Um, but anyway, today we are going to start our Christmas in July series. I'm going to try to do at least 2 videos a week for the whole month, and then it's all going to be Christmas. So if you're not into Christmas, you're probably not going to watch videos this month, but everybody else is doing it, so why not? And it's going to help me, you know, catch up on some Christmas cards that I am so far behind on because I was supposed to do at least a dozen a month and I haven't been doing that. So we will need to do that. At the end of the month, I think I have, for like my last video I have planned, we'll work on the card bases that I showed a while ago, just decorating them because they're already put together with all the panels and everything. I just need to add images and sentiments to them. So we'll do that. Maybe I'll make it into 2 videos and do all 24 cards, but I might just do 1 video and just do 12 of them. We'll see. But today we're going to make a card using a bunch of dies that I found in my stash that would emulate a die that I found on Simon Says Stamps website. It's super cute. I'll put a picture of it right up there. It's just this little triangle polar bear, and it's very adorable. I do love it, and I'm like, oh, I want that. And I was like, wait a second, like, it is pretty simple. Like, I can probably make it with things in my stash from what I have. And I do have a triangle die, thankfully. It's probably the only one I have. But you don't even need a die for that. You can just cut a triangle out of a piece of paper and work on it that way. So I'll show you what we're going to use today. I have a mix of new and old products. Well, I think they're, yeah, new and old. So just for the sentiment underneath, I just wanted something long and skinny that would fit with the shape of the bear. So I just found this one from Mama Elephant Secret Santa. It's gonna say, have yourself a merry little Christmas. I have this like flocked paper that I got. I think it came in a kit. Or I might have ordered it, I don't remember. But it's flocked white like velvet paper, and I'll use that for like the trim on the hat. For the face and the ears, I will probably pull out the hedgehog here and use the eyes, nose, and ears. You could even use the muzzle if you wanted to. We'll see. I may or may not do that. For the pom-pom on top of the hat, I will use one of these little dies. These ones are just ones I got off of Amazon, because for standard shape dies it doesn't really matter. They are a little bit more flimsy than your standard dies because they're just cheap ones. But I do like that it has so many sizes of the circles. I just haven't used all of them. Any ones that are still attached are like ones I haven't used, so the smaller ones and the larger ones I don't generally use, but I'll try to use one of those. This is just for the die. I have the matching dies for these because I wanted them for all these like snowflakes, and I've clearly not used those yet. I don't even think I've used these dies at all. I might have used this one, but I don't think I've used these. I will be using these in a video. I don't know about the dies. Maybe the dies, maybe just the stamps. Later this month. I have my whole month planned out. I have most of my Christmas cards planned out for the year now. I kind of sat down the other day and just went through everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tree. I think I might have to cut it down a bit because this is way too big. So I will cut it out of paper and then maybe like trim like an inch of it off the bottom. And then I'll just either re-round the corners, or we can use the die to kind of do each edge. You just would have to cut it 3 times. If you have a different triangle die, you can use that. Or again, a piece of paper, just cut in your trimmer will do. But I like the fact that the dies add that little bit of a beveled edge. But not everything on here is going to be beveled edge because I'm going to like freehand the hat, the trim, and whatever else that I need to. But yeah, so that's the plan for today. So I will move over to voiceover so you can watch me assemble this card. Hey guys, voiceover Liz here. So I think this card turned out super cute. I'm definitely going to make more of them in different colorways. I definitely want to try a red one. I might try to do it a little bit smaller, maybe. I don't know. I like the size of it because it takes up a majority of the card, and I did end up putting the sentiment over the hat, which is fine. So I might do it the same size again. I don't know. I just kind of guesstimated when I was doing this portion here. But in order to keep the line straight, I kind of butted the one side of the triangle up against the die so it would give the proper edges to it. And then I was going to do it with the other side, and this die doesn't have like that much of a curve to it on the edges for the corners, and it doesn't really matter that much. So I didn't do it again. So you need to cut it twice if you're going to do it with that method instead of the 3 times I originally said. And then I'm cutting out the ears and the eyes from the Woodland Trio set. I'm not going to link any of these products in the description below because the point of this video is to go through your stash to see what you have. Obviously, you don't want to go out and buy all of these different dyes when you can just buy the dye that does it itself for cheaper. But if you have similar types of dyes, that was like the point of this video, was to get you to like look at your other dyes and see how you could recreate something else without having to purchase a new one. But I will link the actual dye for the polar bear triangle in the description below. It is super cute, and obviously the proportions are going to be different. Like if you look at the original photo, it's like the nose is a lot bigger, whereas mine's a lot smaller. And then the eyes are bigger, the ears are bigger, and kind of like more circular, where these are the like more shapely hedgehog ears from the Woodland Trio set, and they're super tiny. It's so cute. I really love the way that like this face is just so tiny and adorable on this like bigger polar bear triangle. It's just really cute. So I might try a few different things. I do have circle punches, so I was wondering if doing those would also be helpful, because you could like cut different sized circles if you have various circle punches. For the ears, you cut a circle and then cut it in half and use that for the ears on the side. You could use like a smaller one or like a hole punch even for the smaller circles for the eyes. For the nose, you could even cut it out manually if you wanted to. Like it's just kind of like a rounded triangle shape, and you can make it as big or small as you want to. So I think there's various different ways. There's tons of different dyes you could use. For the pom-pom, I ended up using my circle dyes, but I do have other circle dyes in other sets for cutting things out. I have the MFT, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the Xbox controllers kind of things. But like the buttons for those and like the joystick things, the circles for those were a little bit too small, but they would still be workable if you wanted to make maybe the smaller polar bear. Like instead of cutting, I cut about 3/4 of an inch off the bottom of this one. You could cut off more than that and just make a smaller one. You could do super tiny ones and make a couple of them together, which would kind of be cute. You could also just do tree dyes. I know there's tree dyes out there that just have like nested triangles that would also work. So if you have smaller ones, you can make smaller ones. I do like the size of this again because it fills up a lot of the card without me having to do too much work. I enjoy doing full cards, but at the same time I like quick and simple ones. As you know, I do a lot of quick and simple cards on this channel. And then I also do more complicated ones that take forever. Like there's just a variety, right? I can have cards done in 15 minutes, or I can have them done in an hour and a half. It really depends on my mood, the techniques that I'm using, whether or not I'm making it up on the fly. I don't generally do testers. I just have like an idea in mind and I just go for it. Once in a while, like last week's video where we did the card holder, that one I did do a card beforehand because I wanted to try to figure out different measurements than the ones that were given in the video that I watched on how to do it. So I came up with my own dimensions. So that I did need to do, and I have a few other gift card videos that will come out over the holidays as well between I think I have another one maybe this month and another one in December, well, November, for my Christmas card series. then. So I'll do my 12 days of Christmas like I always do, but we'll do it the month of November. And yeah, so lots of stuff coming up the pipeline. Again, I'm gonna have at least 2 videos a week this month, and then different kinds of cards for every video, different techniques, different themes and stuff. And for this one, I really wanted to emulate that triangle polar bear, and it's turned out super cute. And I will try doing another one. I might try it with my punches actually next, just so that the ears are a little bit bigger. Maybe even if I just do the ears and then just do the eyes and the nose from this, or maybe I could use the eyes from it and then cut out a different nose and then just do the ears a bit bigger. I don't know. Like, these ears are cute, but they're a little bit too small, but at the same time I love it. It makes sense, it doesn't make sense, you know. Whatever. I was going for cute and adorable for this one. And this right eye did not want to stick. I had such a struggle with it. I had to place it a couple times. Once this is all adhered to the card, I am going to add glossy accents to the eyes and the nose. I was thinking about doing it here, and I'm like, you know what, that's probably not a good idea because I'm going to smudge it when I put it on the card, and I still have to put it on the card. So you can do it if you let it dry and put it on later, or you can wait till you're fully assembled the card and then do it. And then just to bring back those like white highlights, they do still show, but I find that glossy accents has a bit of a yellow tinge to it, especially if you've had it a while. Like, this glossy accents I've had for years. Like, I just put it in a smaller bottle because my larger bottle kept clogging. And this one has like the precision tip on it, so it's a little bit easier to use. But I used my Posca marker just to put those little white dots back in. I was also thinking about adding, you know, some sequins or some rhinestones or something to this as a little extra, but I didn't. I thought it was perfect the way it was, so I just left it. And then for the sentiment, I'm going to stamp the sentiment in a similar color blue. I use the Simon's Positively Saturated ink in the seafoam color because it somewhat matched the cardstocks and the tone of the card. This card is like a light blue / minty green kind of color. So I just wanted to keep with that. I could have done it in black and would have brought like the face of the polar bear up a little bit, you know, like bring the black throughout. But then I thought that that was going to be too stark and then take away from it. So I ended up doing it a little bit more tonal. You could probably also do this in the same green if you wanted to, I guess, and then stamp a darker shade on top. But I think the white with the lighter bluish green worked really well. It stood off from the hat, and it also just like stood out from the background. So yeah, I'm excited to do this again in like red colors. Maybe we do red and gold or something. You could do the trim in foiled cardstocks instead of the flocking. You could do the hat in the pattern and keep the background blank, or do it like a little less busy of a print. You know, you can do a lot of things with this. You could even like make your own pattern paper where you're stamping on the cardstock, but you know, the options are always limitless. But yeah, that's our card for today, guys. The first in our Christmas in July series. Stay tuned on Tuesday for the next one. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and until next time, thanks, guys. Bye.